So it's been a while since the DLC trailer came out, and there's been a lot of topics surrounding it. Most of it seems to be lore related, but today I wanted to focus on the weapons that we will be getting in the DLC. It is confirmed that there will be 8 new weapon types, which is crazy because those aren't just 8 new additional weapons. These are straight up new types of weapons, different classes, and some of these are already shown in the trailer, but the rest are a bit unknown. The first new weapon that was shown in the trailer was this greatsword. The design of it is pretty clean, especially with the gold engravement running in the middle. It's safe to assume that it's going to be a strength based weapon. However, we don't know if it's also going to be scaling with faith or intelligence. Judging by its design, I'm assuming if it's going to be scaling with another attribute, it will definitely be faith, since it has a lot of gold and faith is represented by yellow or gold. The second weapon that caught my attention was these reverse dual blades. No, those are the only weapons I've seen so far that's held in that position. If there are other weapons that are held the same way in the main game, let me know in the comments. But I'm assuming these dual blades might be part of the new additional weapon types that's being confirmed for the DLC. If so, I hope we get others just like these. If I'm to assume the main scaling of these weapons, I think they may primarily scale with dex, however that's just me going off of looks. Moving on to this boomerang bone blade thing. Out of all the weapons that were shown, this is the one that I'm most excited about. Not only because it looks cool, but mostly because of how the enemy seems to recall it back to him, or her, or whatever. Hopefully this weapon is part of the new classes that were confirmed, and if so, I hope it has the same boomerang ability when we get to use it. Because sometimes FromSoft gives certain bosses and enemies weapons that has like really cool abilities when they use it, but when we have it, it doesn't have the same powers. For example, Marai's Executioner Sword. When the boss uses it, he swings and does all type of cool stuff, but when we got it, we can only do a forward piercing drilling strike, which is still great, don't get me wrong, but not as cool as when he had it. The weapon that I know for sure is one of the new weapon types is the shield spear thing. To be honest, that's the only way I can describe it. It's definitely massive, which means that it might scale primarily in strength due to its size and slow animations when it was shown fighting against Mesmer. Speaking of Mesmer, we have his spear, which I don't know the name of just as yet, so I'm gonna just refer to it as Mesmer spear for now. It seems like your typical spear class in the main game, however it seems like Mesmer can summon it out of thin air if he wants. But this might be because he was doing a special attack before. Speaking of that attack, it summons a large flame burst followed by a bunch of spears emerging from the ground. I'm assuming this might be the main astral force for this weapon, but I might be wrong. However, judging by the attacks of the spear, it's most definitely going to be faith or arcane based. The flames of the spear leans towards the faith side, however the flame has a blood-like hue to it, which seems similar to Mohg's blood flame, which scales with arcane, so it has to be either those two attributes. Now the other weapon type that I saw was the throwing knives, which might not even be weapons but instead new ashes of war, but I generally think they might be some new type of weapons. However, I might be wrong. Another weapon that I'm not sure if it's an actual weapon is yet is the martial art kick thing that I see here. Again, just like the previous weapon, this might just be an Ash of War since there is no weapon shown on the character using it, but whatever it is, it looks really cool and I can't wait to try it out. Now, I know the crossbow fans are going to be excited for this one. I haven't seen this crossbow in the main game of Elden Ring, but if it is there, please let me know. But this one seems completely new and its special ability seems really cool as well. As you can see here, it can rapidly fire out arrows just like a semi-automatic. This weapon could possibly scale with both strength and faith since it really looks heavy and the fact that its special ability has that golden aura around it. This is kind of off topic too, but look how cool and badass this armor looks. I'm definitely gonna try that on when I play the DLC. An even cooler weapon that I saw in the trailer was this lance or thrusting sword that generates purple lightning. Now we all know that the color purple is associated with gravity in Elden Ring, so it can be that this weapon is gravity based, which means it most likely will scale with intelligence. Personally, I'm not a lance or a thrusting sword type of person, but I can't lie, this is something I would definitely use. Now let's talk about some weapons that weren't shown in the trailer but in some screenshots on the official Elden Ring website. The first one here isn't really all that, but it's just a bone or a wooden club. I don't know what it's made of, but this enemy wields it, and it looks mid to be honest, so I don't really care about it. Another weapon from a different screenshot was this black and gold mace or hammer. Honestly, everything about this looks cool. Judging by its looks, it might be purely strength based, but who knows, it might also scales with faith or intelligence as well. Also, side note, this guy's armor looks cool, but I love how dripped out his horse is. Kind of makes me wish we had different armor or skins for Torrent. So those were some new weapons that we saw in the DLC trailer and also in some screenshots as well. Personally, I'm most excited for the boomerang type bone blade weapon. Hopefully if we get it, it does that same exact move. I would be disappointed if it didn't. Now let me know what your guys' favorite weapons are in the comments. And be sure to like and subscribe this video. That's it.